I invite Chairman, Management Leadership Award, Mr. Vivek Krishna Govind, past President, to welcome the gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Most respected Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, ISRO Chairman, Shri S. Somanath, KMA President, Dr. Nirmala Lilly, Honorary Secretary, Shri Algiers Khalid, most respected past presidents, past management leadership awardees, jury members, managing committee members, and esteemed invited delegates. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to be here this morning to welcome this August gathering to the KMA Management Leadership Award ceremony. The KMA Management Leadership Award has been instituted to recognize the most outstanding leaders from the state of Kerala who have been spearheading the management movement. And this year we are proud to announce that the award has been further scaled up due to the stature of the awardee. Now let me move on to my official duty of welcoming our eminent dignitaries. It is a matter of great pride and honor that we have our most respected Honorable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, as the chief guest for the event. Many of us have had the opportunity to interact at close quarters with our Honorable Governor, and we are grateful to him for his vision and guidance for the development of our state. May I invite our Senior Vice President, Shri A. Balakrishnan, to kindly welcome our respected chief guest with a floral bouquet. The KMA Management Leadership Award is presented to an outstanding leader from the state of Kerala who has been a torchbearer for the management movement in our country. ISRO Chairman Shri S. Somanath has been an inspiration for the entire management fraternity and has left an indelible mark with his qualities of value-based leadership. I invite past President Dr. P. Ravindranath to welcome our respected awardee Shri Somanath with a floral bouquet. We were fortunate to have an eminent and independent jury panel to select the awardee. And on behalf of Team KMA, let me thank our respected jury members, Jury Chair Shri Paul Anthony IAS retired, the former Chief Secretary of Kerala, Shri K.P. Padma Kumar, KMA Management Leadership Awardee, and former CMD of Federal Bank, Shri George Sleba, former CMD of FACT, and Shri O.T.S. Nambiar, past President of KMA. We welcome and we thank all our jury members. Let me also welcome the esteemed members of the media for your very active presence. You've been here for the last 1 hour interacting with our respected honorary awardee, and thank you to all the members of media, our friends present here. Thank you. Now, as a matter of protocol, let me also welcome our Team KMA, led effectively and efficiently by our President, Dr. Nirmala Lilly, Honorary Secretary, Shri Algiers Khalid, past presidents, managing committee members, management leadership awardees, and the esteemed delegates. Warm welcome to the session once again. Thank you very much. Let me now invite the second lady president in the 65-year history of KMA, our dynamic president, Dr. Nirmala Lilly, to deliver the presidential address.
Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, KMA's most coveted Leadership Award winner, Mr. S. Somanath, Leadership Management Award Chairman, Mr. Vivek Krishna Govind, our Honorary Secretary, Mr. Algiers Khalid, distinguished invitees, past presidents, KMA members, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, and once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you to our very special ceremony. KMA has been spearheading management movement over 65 years, and today we are indeed privileged and honored to have two renowned personalities with us. Our own Kerala Governor and the Chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. Hearty congratulations to Mr. S. Somanath for being awarded the prestigious Management Leadership Award from Kerala Management Association. It is an acknowledgement of your exceptional leadership management skills, and recognition of your contributions to your organization and community as a whole. Receiving this award from Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, adds even more significance. It is a testimony to the respect and admiration you have earned from the wider society. Our best wishes to you in all your future endeavors. We are sure that you continue to inspire and lead others with your brilliant management and leadership skills. I would now like to read out the citation. Kerala Management Association Management Leadership Award 2023, awarded to Mr. S. Somanath, Chairman, the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, Space Secretary, and Space Commission Chairman. Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, is an organization which is involved in the development of science, engineering, and technology related to outer space for the benefit of India and the whole of mankind. The Department of Space executives the Indian space program primarily through various centers and units within ISRO. Mr. Sridharan Panikkar Somanath is a charismatic leader who has taken Indian space research to a different trajectory by his sheer commitment, professionalism, and leadership. After heading 2 important ISRO centers in Kerala, he has given the highest responsibility of managing India's space research program in January 2022. An eminent rocket scientist and aerospace engineer, Mr. Somnath was born on 30th July 1963 as the son of Mr. Sridhara Panikkar, a Hindi teacher, and Mrs. Thangamma at Thuravur, Alapi, Kerala district. He did his schooling and pre-degree in Ernakulam. He took BTech in mechanical engineering with 2nd rank from TKM College of Engineering, Kollam, and master's degree in aerospace engineering with gold medal from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. After his graduation, Mr. Somnath joined Vikram Sarabhai Space Center in 1985. He was the project manager of Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle project during its initial phase. He became the associate director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center and the project director of Geocentric Synchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle, Mark III launch vehicle in 2010. He was also deputy director of Propulsion and Space Ordnance Entity till November 2014. He participated in the International Aeronautical Federation Congress 2012, held Prague, has launched activities of ISRO satellite on Ariane 5 at Kourou, French Guyana, and has done mission reviews for GS-80 missions at ESA Paris and customers spacecraft interface at KAIST South Korea. He was a member of Indian delegation to UN COPUOS Vienna in 2013. He has published and presented many research papers in journals. He has conducted seminars in the area of structural dynamics and control, dynamic analysis of separation mechanism, vibration and acoustic testing, launch vehicle design, and launch service management. In June 2015, he became the director of Liquid Propulsion System Center, LPSC, Venala, Thiruvananthapuram, and served with until January 2018. After that, he took over as director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC, Thiruvananthapuram, and continued in that position till 2022. In January 2022, he was appointed as the chairman of Indian Space Research Organization, Space Secretary, and Space Commission chairman, reporting directly to the Prime Minister of India. He took charge of the new position with the vision of bringing the benefit of space research program to everybody and also to meet our national needs. Mr. Somanath brings a very high degree of dynamism, technical competency, management skills, and expert decision-making in ISRO. His approach towards the industry, with his connections and professionalism, he demonstrates with his team members from various centers of ISRO is remarkable. He is pushing forward private participation and providing encouragement to start up for a new era in the Indian space program. Achievements of ISRO in the recent past have been really outstanding. ISRO has developed the technology which helps to launch a satellite for $10 million, which is substantially lower than what NASA spends. India's popular satellite launch vehicle carrying Earth observation satellite was launched in 2022 from Satish Dhawan Space Center, Sriharikota. The imaging satellite providing high-quality images under the weather conditions has applications in agriculture, forestry, and plantation, soil moisture, hydrology, and flood mapping. This satellite is expected to contribute a lot to the development of agriculture in the coming years. Again, in 2022, 36 satellites were launched by New Space India Limited from the Satish Dhawan Space Center, ISRO, Sriharikota. This launch by ISRO and NASA is one of the biggest commercial orders by India's premier space organization and the first using the LVM-3 rocket. Reusable Launch Vehicle, RLV, Autonomous Landing Mission was another success story of ISRO. ISRO, under Mr. Somnath's leadership, is also encouraging students to actively participate in aerospace research to equip the next generation to continue with success story of Indian space research. He has given inspiring speeches on why space fascinates him. At many TED Talks, Mr. Somanath has been presented with several awards in the past, including the Performance Excellence Award of ISRO, Space Gold Medal, Astronautical Society of India, National Astronautical Prize of Aeronautical Society of India, and honorary doctors by many universities: Satyabama University, Century University, Bhubaneswar, Hindustan Liberty of Technology and Science, Chennai, to name a few. Kerala Management Association today confers its highest recognition, the Management Leadership Award 2023, to an eminent aerospace engineer, a thoroughbred professional and visionary, a proven management leader, an accomplished performer, and someone who has converted the organizations he has headed into institutions of excellence. He has taken ISRO to new heights. Mr. Somanath, the chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, Space Secretary and Space Commission Chairman, signed by Dr. Nirmala Lilly, President Kerala Management Association, CA Vivek Krishna Govind, Chairman, Management Leadership Award. Now, may I request the Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, to hand over the citation and leadership award to Mr. S. Somnath, and Chairman ISRO. Yes. Now I invite Mr. Somanath to address us. Please.
Most Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, the President of the Kerala Management Association, Dr. Nirmala Lilly, the Management Awards Leadership Award Committee Chair, Mr. Vivek Krishna Govind, and all the distinguished members of KMA who are assembled here. My heartfelt thanks to KMA for selecting me for this Management Leadership Award. I accept it with great humility and honor. Thank you so much. And I'm really proud to receive it from the hands of our Honourable Governor, Arif Mohammed Khan, especially being a scholar himself, and receiving from his hand itself is a great honor. And this is the second award I am receiving from him. I believe you are selecting me for this award is not because that I am something of that stature of being a great manager, but I believe it is primarily because of the brand name Indian Space Research Organization. And it's an honor to Indian Space Research Organization, I believe, that has come to me in blessing being associated with ISRO for steadily for such a long years of maybe possibly 38 plus years. So I thank ISRO for enabling me to do what I am capable of doing, and my honor goes to the organization, its members of the organization, my co-workers, my fellow scientists and engineers and workers who made what ISRO is today. And so also to the earlier generation of leaders, of many of you know, who made ISRO what it is today. So the entire honor goes to them as well. When I talk about ISRO, it always reminds me of a great management lesson. I think it's very important. I have talked about it at many places. What makes a governmental organization, an institution like ISRO, quite remarkably different from what it is for other organizations, of course, which I am not very familiar with other organizations, but people speak about it. It is the inspiration part of the work. Of course, we are a governmental organization paid only by the scale of salaries that are being paid to everybody else in a governmental setup. And it's very easy for people to be going on a slow pace to accomplish things as demanded by a governmental system. But the moment I went into the organization, I realized I am not going to be in such an organization, such a place, where I see people with great technical competency, skill of dealing with people, giving the leadership. The very first day onwards, I was inspired by people in the organization. There were great leaders who taught us how to learn things, how to understand people, how to work with people, and how to create the passion amongst the fellow beings whom you are working with. So there was a team spirit in the entire organization. There was no difference in levels. The project director, who was at that time Dr. Madhavan, to Dr. Srinivasan, possibly you may not know, to the fresh technicians who joined, we all were a family. We worked together to achieve the goal of making the PSL in those early years. And I learned the trick of the trade at that point in time. The trick of the trade was not only in technology, it was in the collective skill of human beings. Individually, each one of us were not very capable, but together we were such a powerhouse. When we were designing rockets, I am very sure that many of us didn't know ABCD of rockets at that time, except a few who came through the learning of Dr. Kalam from his project. They moved out to my project. But many of us, including in the entire team, had no experience of doing rockets. But we did it. It is purely by the collective knowledge, skill that is created together. And we realized it is possible for every human endeavor to be like that. Even when you have no knowledge, no skill, by sheer passion that you did and the dedication to the cause for which you are working, it is possible to accomplish things which are beyond our initial thinking of non-understanding. So this is the lesson I learned. And this lesson continues even today. The whole of the idea of the organization is to create the passion among people within the organization and with whom we connect with. And we connect with industries, we connect with education institutions, we connect with students, and we transfer the passion and knowledge what we have to them. I can tell you that in the last many years, we have been creating the aerospace ecosystem in this country. The entire rockets and satellites are not produced in India, it is produced in industry today. When I talk about a rocket which is launched recently, 85% of its manufacturing happens in industry. And in ISRO, we do only the final phase of integration, testing, and launching. So we have empowered people to convert much of the import content in our rockets substantially. Today, when we started the PSL, it was hardly 50% was indigenous content. Today, the materials, manufacturing, most of the components are sourced from Indian industries today. And Indian industries benefited, not only the small industries, the big industries including L&T, Godrej, Waltanagar, name many. Today, they say that my ability to manufacture aircrafts, submarines, all came out of the skill that we learned through working with ISRO. The quality processes, the manufacturing processes, the skills that you have put, the unpardonable approach towards ensuring zero defects and high quality in the products. I think all this added value to the industries which worked with us. Though the scale of activity, economic scale of activity of ISRO was not really huge, even now it's not very huge. You know, it's hardly 15,000 crores in a year. It's not a big thing as far as an industry is concerned, but there are many industries still eager to work with us, purely because not of the economic benefit that they get, not because of the profit that they get. It is purely because of the upgradation of the skills and respect that they get for working with ISRO, so that they can show their skill to somebody else and gather more orders in some other domain. And there are many stories which I can tell you, starting from electronic products, cables and wires, connectors, relays, contacts, nuts and bolts. Even aerospace nuts and bolts were imported when I joined ISRO. Not a single nut and bolt screw is. Today we are the exporter of aerospace qualities nuts and bolts from this country to most of the aircrafts and rockets in the world. Just because we created such industries in India to do it in Indian soil so that we can export them. There are many areas still to be explored, still to be harnessed. And I'm very proud that we have a vision in India today in space sector. After having worked in 60 years in space sector and created what we have today, the launcher, the satellite, the mission, the application capability, we look forward to a reform in space sector. Possibly many of you know that Honourable Prime Minister has announced that we are going to reform the space sector, primarily to enhance the scale of activity in this, to bring in more industries, more jobs, more opportunities for young people. And this is the process that we are on today in Indian Space Research Organization and Department of Space. Created new entities called the InSpace, who will handhold the private space actors into this domain, make use of the knowledge that is created in ISRO for their benefit, use the platform of ISRO for them to upscale, to offer industrial solutions and application solutions to the entire globe, bring in technologies and foreign direct investment in space sector, and scale up the activity of space sector in India. And so the non-governmental entities will be working in space sector for every domain of space sector without having competition with ISRO. And ISRO will be an enabler to do that. So this is the change that we want to bring in. And we are also looking into commercializing most of our operational systems like rockets and satellites and applications. I think this process is on, and it may take a few more years to really bring about a space-faring, space activity-oriented industry ecosystem in this country. Still, there are huge engineering industries, but if you look at an industry capable of making aerospace work from end to end, is still absent, and we need to create it in India for the world. And we need to collect reasonable share of our revenues in space sector by activities happening within India, including manufacturing. I think this is the goal that we are looking at in the future. And ISRO itself, as an organization which is primarily with the target of building the research capability in this domain, is going to focus more and more into the core domain of technology. And we will be passing on the knowledge that we create in the technology to academies, industries, startups, etc. And this is an offer to the entire industrial ecosystem in this country. It is not for our private use in ISRO. It is for you that we are doing research. And it is available to you if you really need it. I think this is a new offer. And we also want to work on many new missions in the future, like Gaganyaan, carrying human beings to space. And this is a very important mission that we are working on. And we realize it is not an easy task at all. It's not easy as building a rocket even, not even close to building a satellites and launching it. But it is much more challenging because human beings are involved. And we need to ensure safety of it. And we are in a very cautious and step-by-step process to achieve this in very near term. We are also into various scientific missions like Chandrayaan-3, Aditya L1, Expo, S-ray polarimeter satellite, to understand the universe. And we were the pioneers in understanding the universe. I think we should not forget, India was the home ground for understanding the universe. We created the knowledge here. I have heard about this speech given by Honourable Governor once on how Surya Siddhanta, I don't know, he may speak today. But it's very important. After hearing a speech, I purchased one book. I got the original Sanskrit book on how Indian knowledge system was created in space and astronomy way beyond so many years back. And we have to remain as a torchbearer, a knowledge powerhouse in this domain in the future. So we need to create capability in science and technology and knowledge of the universe by doing fundamental research. And we have to contribute at least some part of our money towards that. We also have to create capability in applications by launching communication satellites, remote sensing satellites, and for applications in various ministries and departments of Government of India, as well as private ecosystem to handle resources mapping, cartography, disaster warning, climate change, and so on and so forth. So every area there is a space-linked application possible. And there are new industries coming up. There are new spacecraft manufacturing, private ecosystem has already come up. Possibly you don't know, in at least 5 companies have come up in building satellites in India, making use of the technology from ISRO as well as from foreign technology-sourced companies. And they are building it for export-oriented markets of building small satellites and launching them. And they are going to happen just 1 year from now. So this is a change which is happening, and I'm very happy to have the award in recognition of all that we did in the last so many years. And my future generation will receive more awards, and I'm very sure about it. Because the ecosystem is changing, and many more leaders are in the waiting in ISRO. I think we are an organization which creates leaders. I believe that from the Kalam's time, possibly many of them have been capable of handling complex missions beyond what space could do. And they could influence the scientific minds and ecosystem in this country. And this is what we have been taught and learned to do in the organization. So I thank on this opportunity specifically my organization and my predecessors who made me what I am. And thank you for picking me from the host of so many such capable, competent hands in this country who work in the science and technology domain and management domain for this year's award. Thank you so much. And it's a great honor. And wish you all the very best, KMA, for recognizing talents in this country. And I look forward to being awarded much younger people than me in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom and sharing with us new insights of future plans of Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO. With lots of admiration and respect, now I invite our Honourable Governor of Kerala, Shri Arif Mohammed Khan, to address us. Please.
Thank you very much. Shri S. Somanath ji, Chairman ISRO and recipient of the award today, Dr. Nirmala Lily, President Kerala Management Association, Shri Algiers Khalid, Honorary Secretary, KMA, Shri Vivek Krishna Govind, Chairman Management Leadership Award, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to everybody present in this hall. I'm absolutely delighted. And I would like to thank Kerala Management Association for inviting me to give this award to Shri S. Somanath, an extraordinary, outstanding scientist of our country. We take pride in your achievements, in the achievements of your organization. And not just that, you are contributing very significantly, immense contribution to revive the glorious knowledge tradition of India. We have gone through a period of decline and fall. Much before the European Renaissance started, much before that, India was acknowledged as the knowledge hub of the world. We are proud of you, but we have a lot of expectations from you. Why? Because when you just now mentioned about Surya Siddhant, when we come to know, not just from our own documents, but documents written elsewhere in the world, that all space studies or astronomical studies, they all originated from the study of Surya Siddhant, a book which was taken by a man named Kanak in Sindh. He was a scholar. By 8th century, the upper northern parts of India, they had established quite close contact with the Abbasi regime in Baghdad, and many people from this area, they were even recruited into the Abbasi army. And there are tribes in certain Arab tribes, who describe themselves as Zat, Z-A-T. Actually, they are Jats and Maids. There was another community, Maid, of the then Sindh and Upper Punjab. So during those days, this scholar, the Arabs are given credit for preserving the Greek knowledge, because after Europe became Christian, initially, not later, they became great seekers of truth. They pursued all scientific studies. But initially the attitude was that the Greek knowledge was pagan knowledge. Hence the academy of the Plato was locked down. And Harun Rashid wrote a letter to Emperor Justinian. I believe so many books are lying in this academy, locked up. If you can give some of them to us, because they had set up an institution called Baitul Hikmah, which is House of Wisdom, and which initially, later on, it did original research also. But initially, it was more like a bureau of translation. And the first books were not Emperor Justinian's council sat for 3 days. There is a very interesting book, if you wish to read, The History of the Arabs by Philip Hitti. And some other books are also there, so sometimes I may be confused whether I have seen in this book or the other book, but Philip Hitti is a very exhaustive book. 3 days the council sat and they decided that these Arabs are on rise. Let us give all these books which contain pagan knowledge to them, and it will cause their downfall because it is pagan knowledge. And the books say that a caravan of the camel caravan laden with books, it was miles long, and these books were transferred. This is general, even Europe acknowledges, everybody talks about. But people do not talk about that much before that. This happened in the late 9th century. But early 9th century, it were the Indian books which were translated by Baitul Hikmah from Sanskrit into Arabic, including our Panchtantra. Many of us will be surprised to know that our original Panchtantra does not exist anymore. What we have in the market available is retranslation from Arabic and Persian source. We lost our original Panchtantra. So there was this book, Surya Siddhant. And when few portions of the book were translated and read to the ruler, who was Mansoor at that time, he was absolutely fascinated. And one of the top intellectuals of his court, Fazari, he was summoned. He was asked to constitute a team, sit with Pandit Kanak and translate this book into Arabic. Spain was also under the Arab rule. But the Baghdad and Spain they had very, very tense relationship at loggerheads. They did not see eye to eye. The ruler in Spain came to know that some very fascinating book is being translated into Arabic. But he was sure that the Baghdad will not give a copy of that book to Spain. Therefore, Philip Hitti says that he gave a huge bribe to the scribes, the ruler of the Spain, to get an Arabic translation of this Indian book, Sanskrit, Surya Siddhant, in Arabic, and he succeeded in securing a copy of it. He paid huge money, but got it. And from Spain, it was translated into all the European languages, one after another, because that is the time when, after a few decades, the European Renaissance started. And this book became basis for all astronomical studies of Europe. We have every right to feel proud of the fact. But at the same time, we also have a sense, we need to have a sense of shame and guilt that what originated from India, we were not able to take it further. It was taken further by others. And now, our debt to you, sir, our gratitude to you knows no bounds. Because you are not only reviving that tradition, but you are now making us, to some extent, free from that sense of guilt and shame. This is our heritage. Our heritage does not mean that I am saying others should not benefit. No. Indian viewpoint has always, Indian world view has always been Ano Kirtava Yant, Ano, let words of wisdom come from anywhere. Ano Bhadra Kirtavo Yantu Vishvata. So, not that we have never, in fact, we did not even accept the concept of copyright. The compiler of all our books of wisdom is Vyas. We do not know whether Vyas is one and same person or every compiler named him as Vyas. Because we always believed that wisdom is the common property of mankind. And that should have been our approach. Why? Because our culture is not defined by any narrow paradigm. Color of the skin, faith, tradition, language. No. Our culture has been defined by Atma. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. The same divine animates you, same divine animates me. So, but we had become ignorant of these historical facts. And when we knew about it, then both feelings, these mixed feelings, were bound to come. And you are liberating us from that sense of shame. We are so thankful to you. You are doing wonderful work. As far as honoring you Kara, I would like to compliment you, madam. Because surely some of you must have seen the last episode, which was the 100th episode of Man Ki Baat. And one point which Prime Minister highlighted there was, we need to develop the habit, cultivate the habit to celebrate the achievements of others. Because these people, not only that they are accomplished people, they have achieved something, but that accomplishment is not something which is going to benefit them personally. Their accomplishment is for public good, for Lok Sangra. They are people. Every society needs such people. If such people are not there, then we create them in our imagination. They are absolutely essential for us. Why? Because they act as source of inspiration. They propel us to progress towards prosperity, to behave in a more civilized manner, to be better human beings. Manurbhav Janiya Devyam Janam. They are our necessity. When we celebrate them, we actually do something good to ourselves. And then our tradition tells us, our heritage tells us, Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Tattavam Shri Mad Urjitam Eva Va Tattad Eva Avagacha Tuam Mama Tejom Shasambhavam. Wherever you see. In fact, there should be no miserliness on our part. The cultural heritage that we have obliges us, asks us that wherever we see extraordinary talent, extraordinary beauty, extraordinary majesty, extraordinary competence, anything extraordinary, then we have been told that this extraordinary power, brilliance, then Gita is declaring that it is produced from a part of the divine Teja. In fact, when we strive towards, it is one of our fundamental duties. When we strive, we are under obligation. It is our duty to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that nation constantly rises to new levels of achievement and endeavor. That is our constitutional duty also. So actually, we honor ourselves when we honor somebody like Dr. Somanath. We honor our heritage. We show our love and affection for our new generation, who will find these sources of inspiration very important in their lives. We are living in a crucial period, in the sense that we have completed 75 years of our independence. And now we have not set goal before ourselves for next 5 years or 10 years. No. We have set a goal before ourselves for next 25 years. This is the time which we have given to ourselves to work with all devotion, sincerity, and energy to realize the goals of the known and unknown freedom fighters who made all kind of sacrifices without any hope in their heart that they will see the morning of independence. They made all kind of sacrifices to brighten our today, hoping that the coming generations of India can live with dignity and they will be masters of their own destiny. And I won't like to go into details. In fact, I do not have that much knowledge, but the institute which is being headed by Dr. Somanath, that institution is playing such a crucial role in making the nation realize the goals which we have set before ourselves. Dreams. What were the dreams of our freedom fighters? The dream is best defined by Dr. Abdul Kalam when he says, dream is not one that you see while you are sleeping. Dream is something which does not let you sleep peacefully in the night. These were the dreams of our national leaders who fought for independence of the country. It is because of their sacrifices that we live with dignity and prestige in the world today. We owe a duty to them. And the duty is to realize what they had dreamed for India. I would like to conclude with a reference to Swami Vivekananda, because in this hall, people who are sitting, we need to, not that you do not know about it, but the human weaknesses, psychologically speaking, that we need to be reminded again and again. There's a beautiful word in Punjabi, sumiran. to be reminded. Ismaran in Sanskrit, in Arabic, zikr. Because human beings, you are sitting here, we are all overwhelmed. Because we have certain images about ISRO, and we know that Dr. Somanath is heading ISRO. But in the evening, you go to a cinema hall, your mood will change. You will forget everything about this. If you go to some wedding, you have a different mood. If you go to somewhere to condole the loss of somebody, you have a different mood. So there are certain things which need to be, like our body needs to be washed after every 12 or 14 hours, our thoughts also need to be refreshed. So these people, they are like reminders. I hope we will, next 25 years to my mind are very, very crucial. We have made a commitment, and this commitment is to be fulfilled. And in the fulfillment of this commitment, I'm sure organizations like Kerala Management Association, organizations like ISRO, individuals like Dr. Somnath and so many others, they will be our source of inspiration. Loko samasta sukhino bhavantu, valre nanni, Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Honourable Governor, for enlightening us with your words, and for all of us present here, including some of the most eminent teachers are present here, and I'm sure including for Dr. Somnath. This felt like a lecture from one of our most well-loved professors. Thank you so much for your scholarly words. On behalf of KMA, may I invite our President, Dr. Nirmala Lilly, to kindly hand over a memento as our token of respect. May we request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem.
Meeting is adjourned. Kindly join us for brunch. Thank you.